Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for game number 2 in our best of 3 showdown here as Alliance takes on 4 Clovers, and Leprechaun ended up taking that game number 1 late, and they do walk away with the 1-0 advantage. Alliance just couldn't rat it out. And with that, before we hop into the draft, for those who are wondering, what am I watching? What is this? Well, guys, this is the Alienware Summers End Cup. Very quick, single elimination, all matches, BO3 bracket, and it will end this Sunday. So we'll have 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, and then we'll play through the 2 semifinals and the grand finals for you guys on Sunday. So with that, of course, I'm not alone. Let's welcome in Winter, and let's take a look at the draft. Hey, Winter.
4 Clovers with a mirror image opening from this game. Alliance did the similar heroes, Queen Shaker from the first phase, and Alliance is opening up the Bounty Hunter, so 4 Clovers are going to be able to use... They want to pick like a mid that is self-sufficient and doesn't die easily to Bounty Hunter, and they want to use the Shaker to counteract the Bounty Hunter ganks early in the lane.
How strong do you think the Bounty Hunter pick is? Is that the best opening that they have here, the Bounty Hunter clock?
I actually would have preferred Bounty Hunter plus Tusk more. It's just me. I feel with the Tusk you are actually going to be able to do... It's similar to Clockwork, right? Tusk and Clockwork basically, they do the same things, but I think Tusk is more versatile, and you want to pick Clockwork when you have certain heroes that you want to lock down. Like most of the time we see Clockwork versus Lina or Leshrac. Versus the Shaker is okay, but not so good versus the Queen, so I would have actually liked the Tusk more.
Yeah, Tusk was picked up last game. I want to say was the first 2 picks as well.
Yeah, it was the first 2.
But I guess Clockwork may be more just comfortable for Bulldog in general. It's definitely one of his most well-known offlaners.
Yeah.
After the Prophet and the Lone Druid.
I think he actually doesn't play Tusk, right? That's probably the reason why I actually didn't think
It probably is actually.
Yeah.
We know it's the Bulldog Tusk because they're not banning the Broodmother, or sorry, Bulldog Clock, because they're not banning the Brood. And 4 Clovers will get their hands on PL. I believe this hero was first phase banned in game number 1, Winter.
Yeah, and they actually pick PL after banning the anti-mage because this is like one of the better heroes to deal with the PL. And if you look at their bans in the second phase, it's clearly a setup. They ban Ember and they ban anti-mage. So
Yeah.
PL is going to be really, really strong here. So what are the remaining counters against PL? Actually none. There's no Gyro, there's no Ember, there's no AM.
Storm is the choice. So an S4 Storm looks like.
Storm plus Bounty Hunter, yeah. I think it's going to be S4, and they have a very pick-off heavy lineup. Bounty, Clock, and Storm Spirit. But these heroes are always not the best heroes to catch a PL. It's possible, but it's not going to be easy for them to catch the PL. I think this game the PL needs to get a diffuser very early. If the Storm has a good start and might get an early off it, you need the early diffuser from the PL.
4 Clovers now with a pretty well-rounded opening. Some team fight, some gank, some late game. Very mobile here. They'll look for their 4th pick, and they grab the Dazzle. So it looks like they want to shore up their lanes.
Very typical Dazzle plus PL. Yeah. And usually, in the first game I talked about you not wanting to show the carry. Remember when I was talking about Alliance 3rd and 4th pick? But this time round is different for 4 Clovers because they ban the Amber and the AM. So PL becomes a really, really strong pick here. So if they don't pick PL here, Alliance might actually choose to pick the PL. So there's a difference between the first game scenario where I talk about not wanting to pick your carry early compared to this game. I think this game they need to pick the PL, otherwise Alliance, there's a chance Alliance snatch PL because PL is really strong here for them.
Skyrath banned out. I guess is a good partner for the Clock and gives you some nice lane control.
Yeah, I guess so. It's really good at being the lone support in the lane because you have Bounty Hunter roaming around, so you have a support that doesn't really get help from the other partner. So Sky is one of those better lone supports in the game. And Alliance clearly has their game plan shown up right now with the Luna. They want to get pickoffs, they want to push towers early, they don't want the game to go too late against the PL. I think which in most cases is the right call when you don't have Amber and Anti-Mage. There's no way you can deal with the PL, so you don't want the game to go late. And 4 Clovers right now, it's possible for them to put the Shaker off lane. It's still possible, but it depends on what they want as the other hero. I think they need another hero to push the lanes out because as of now they don't have they don't have enough wave clear. They have the Sonic Wave and the Shaker.
What
Is
hero
that-
do you like? A Wyvern maybe, or
There's no Wyvern first.
oh yeah, he's banned. He's
I was
banned.
also thinking of that hero, but it was banned first phase from Alliance.
Yeah, I guess the chance of a Wyvern being available is the last pick are fairly low nowadays. What else is there? There's Rubik. Kind of a weaker laning support though.
Weaker, yeah, Rubik is like weak here. Not sure.
I mean, who is good spam here that's still available, and isn't a melee?
Windrunner.
Hey, they have EGM. He used to be known for his support Wind Ranger.
Yeah, but I don't think it
Coddle?
might be. Yeah, in
Coddle PL.
Windrunner is not a very. I don't know. It doesn't feel like they'll pick the hero here. It's tough though.
Keeper. No Gandalf for you. You're not liking the Gandalf here.
Let me think. If they want to go for offlane, they can push out. Beastmaster might still be good this game for them because he can still push out and provide vision.
Interesting.
Okay.
They go for a little more control, and you mentioned Earthshaker as like a pseudo counter to Bounty Hunter. This is more of a direct way to try and deal with him.
Yeah, I always say this when when the opponent picks Bounty, it's good to have Spirit Breaker. It's just a little different this game because I thought they wanted to go for more spam, but it's still definitely a good way of dealing with the Bounty and having another lockdown against the Storm. So this is interesting, the research here. It's gonna
Well, you said they want to push. This definitely gives them that.
Yeah, it wants to push, but it's not like a very good 5 support because when you have Bounty Hunter, you want to let Bounty Hunter get a lot of items, right? And if you have Bounty plus Visage, both the supports want items. So, not sure though. Maybe the Bounty has to be the sacrificial role because the lineup needs to, like, they need to push, right? So, you would rather give the farm to Visage. But Bounty without farm is sometimes he can be quite underwhelming if he doesn't have items. So, we'll see what they decide to do in this game.
Alliance don't really have like a big team fight controller here, just the clock. You know, it's beyond that. It's a lot of single target pickoff, very nuke heavy.
I actually don't think they need too much disable because their game plan would be revolving around. They just want to 5-man. They push your towers and they're gonna wait for you to go on them, and then they re-initiate with the storm or with the stunts with the familiars or the clockwork jumping in the middle of the fight. So I think it's not really that necessary for them. They have 1 or 2, which is I think good enough. The vortex and the hookshot.
So we get underway. Game number 2 in this best of 3 showdown. EGM and Pyket looking for some sweet, sweet revenge on their old teammates. And right now, they're in the driver's seat, leading 1-0 in the best of 3. Of course, it is a single limb format here, guys. All matches will be BO3. So you lose this one, you're out of the tournament if you're Alliance. And well, the challengers, we've got Sexy Bambo now tagged up properly. He will be on your Earthshaker. Pyket handling the Queen of Pain. Saxo will be the Dazzle. EGM, or Dooney, on the Spirit Breaker. And that leaves Swift Ending. It was the Troll last time. This time he's on a more meta hero, the PL. And as for Alliance, My Nuts handling the Bounty Hunter. S4 on the Storm Spirit. Ake will be the Visage. That puts Loda onto the safe lane farming Luna. And Admiral Bulba on the Clockwork. Also known as the Dog.
Alright, Admiral Bulba. So they actually decide to, put the Spirit Breaker as a support this game instead of the Shaker. Which is I think it's also a good call because their situation right now is they have to defend against a push at some point, right? You can't really give all your towers. At some point you want to defend. So if you put the Shaker as a core, he will be able to get his levels and blink faster, and that will actually enable them to maybe take the team fight when they feel they are able to win it, compared to putting the Spirit Breaker on a 3 position, because Spirit Breaker doesn't need too much items, I feel. The Shaker's blink is much more crucial this game
They've already got a sentry here. And also want to point out that he started with Dust 2, so EGM definitely looking to make sure he's got the ability to threaten this Bounty Hunter early on.
Yeah, I think you have to get Dust as Spirit Breaker against Bounty all the time. Right from the start, if you're playing a support like this, I think it's really important to get a Dust so that you can actually notify what the Bounty is doing in the game. I think it's a really good call to do that.
Bambo taking some harassment here from Mr. Loda as they rotate onto Pyket top lane. Hasn't skilled anything yet. Maybe hoping that he had already taken something else, but just will skill the blink, jumps away.
Interesting
force out those
laning
early
still.
rotations.
LD, they actually choose to lane the PL plus the Dazzle mid.
What do you think of this?
I think it's kind of good because they feel like they want to be able to pressure the storm, because if they put two heroes here, they can actually pressure the storm more. And the spirit with the spirit breaker missing and charging in, they have much more kill potential than a queen alone. But I still think the queen might be able to do the job alone. But this would actually secure the PL spam more.
Bounty Hunter is coming in from behind, and already the Dazzle is skilled up the heal. He will not have the Grave available, but it's only a level 1 bounty. No points in the Janata. Goes in, tanks some extra auto attacks. They hold the Lance. Meanwhile, top, God damn it, Bulldog, you troll. Bulldog will get caught out here in a lot of danger. He does have the cogs, but needs to push somebody back, and he will push Pycat back. Oh, didn't get the last auto
he
attack.
actually got the right... Oh.
Very close.
Might have been close to getting the kill if you get that the last right click off. But yeah, going back to my trail of thought, the lanes right now. Because if they actually put the PL mid...
Hold on. Bulldog's been caught out again. They looking for the bash here. Where's that 17%? This time the cogs are not on the mark, and then he gets the bash for good measure. Gets the kill. Sorry, Winter. Go ahead.
It's your fault, man, when you say where's the 17%.
Ice Frog says, here you go, buddy. I got a little something for you.
Yeah, what I was mentioning before was when you have PL middle, PL doesn't care if bounty is harassing him. But whereas if you're the queen actually has low armor at the start, and the bounty harass is actually quite annoying. So I think overall, the idea of 4 Clovers putting this thing is really good against what Alliance have this game. So I think it's a really good decision from them.
And the other cool thing is with the early Ring of Basilius he's gone for, the Dazzle is also very well protected by this. So it does mitigate almost all that Bounty Hunter right-click harass.
Yeah, let's see what the bounty is going to do this game. So he's going to start off by stacking. Here, he's still level 1. And, you know, the Shaker has to be playing very safe. So the bounty might actually not get any kills in the laning phase. I think that actually might happen. Because as long as the Shaker plays safe, and they don't give away kills to Bounty Hunter, the Bounty Hunter would be very low level this game.
S4 Tiny back on top lane again. They look to go on to Bulldog. He actually traps EGM in on through the cogs and gets out the other side, but not really going to matter.
The Shaker, but he has boots, so he's going to continue to waste a lot of time from the Bounty Hunter, and the Bounty is not going to be able to accomplish too much.
It feels like they've really shut my nuts down. Like, he just hasn't gotten much accomplished here early on.
Top lane? Oh, not
Bulldog
again.
just running for his life. Tooney does not like him very much. Must be some beef there. Some drama, you know?
I can tell you one secret about 2 of them.
Okay.
Donnie stole Bulldog's room.
Oh, he stole his girl?
Oh, the room. He wanted the...
Oh, his
the other
room. Okay, I was going to say,
like-
this is pretty juicy drama. Not sure you should be sharing it on stream, but...
Because there was one room that someone could sleep, you know, have the room for himself and not share.
They're diving S4. He bottles up a courier. He's scouted out by Pycat, who jumps in. They hate S4. Oh, yes, they do. They do not want this guy to get away freely, but he's dropping the remnants under the tower. Pycat's very low. Salves up. Bottles up potentially here. Still holding it. Still not nuking. He doesn't have to Scream mana. They're not going to be able to get the kill on S4. It's only a level 1 Scream. It does very little. He still survives. Ring around the rosy, but they just can't finish him off. Even Bulldog emerging from the top lane, and in the end, Pycat will be thwarted. Level 4 Quap, level 1 Scream. They just didn't have the firepower there.
Oh.
How does he not die? Like, how does that happen?
The bounty almost got a kill there. That was so deep, that dive almost turned out to be a disaster for them. But at the very least, even though they rotated the queen in, but the Spirit Breaker is not wasting any experience at top. So they didn't really waste too much resources on the map for 4 Clovers. So I think they can actually live with that, and they force in some rotations and stuff. Bounty didn't get a kill, so I think they're really actually quite happy about what happened in the end.
What is Mr. Loda saving for here, Winter?
There can only be one item that you are saving for this early.
What do you think of the potential Midas? It could be a Dominator rush as well.
I actually think you should rush lifesteal this game because you have a Visage on your team. You want to go jungle and give the lane to the Visage. I think that's how you want to play this game as the Luna, so that you can actually give the Visage a lane and get his level 6 ASAP. I think that's a really important aspect of the hero. You need to give the hero space as a support. We see this a lot from Secret, right? When they drop Visage, they always give Kuroki space. I mean, the old Secret, of course, not the Secret right now.
He saved all that money, and then he buys a drum recipe. So it looks like just Getting those early fighting items might even go into a Reed of Aquila.
This is also good. I think as long as he's not getting a Midas. Midas is not very good this game for the Luna. He just needs to buy items that will allow him to fight, so he will give the Visage a space to farm his levels.
Well, Ake is getting his space. Look at that. Already level 4. That's a very good start here for the support Visage. And
Yeah,
Nuts is now catching up mid.
That's what they really need to do with this Visage. They need to get him 6, and you push tier 1s with Familiars plus the ultimate from Luna. Because when you have those two spells online, it's gonna be very difficult for 4 Clovers to defend their towers or even try to take the fight. So they need to utilize that window of opening where you have Eclipse and the Familiars to actually take towers.
You can see Alliance making...
Not to mention the Bounty as well, he also needs a lane. So it's not only the Visage needing space.
Yeah, well, they're getting it a little bit now as we see S4 move into the jungle. And actually, despite them needing that extra experience, they're finding it. 1,500 bonus experience going the way of Alliance. The core's farming really well here on 4CL, the top 2, but they're trading off the supports for that, at least for now.
But honestly, Alliance support has the potential to do more, right, than 4 Clover support. 4 Clover support are like much more reliant. The Spirit Breaker and the Dazzle is much more reliant on their teammates, so they don't really have the same impact compared to a Bounty and a Visage later on into the game.
Rocket will scout out the neutrals and does see a double stack here. Bulldog keeping tabs on the potential rotation of the Queen of Pain or maybe even the PL. Speaking of that PL, went for a bottle, has a double damage rune. Very scary right now as he hits level 6, closing in on 7, and now they've left him to his own devices, Winter. So kind of similar to what we saw of Miracle over in SEA, where Miracle was fully solo, but that was an easier one.
Bambo is dead, yeah.
Uh-oh, Bambo. S4, very difficult to run away here. He is almost out of mana, but the solo submission should be enough. 2 more auto attacks.
Oh, that was close.
That was
if
close.
If he survived that right click from the storm, he actually would have TP'd out. That was really close.
Just had the necessary damage.
Maybe if he had Trankles, he would have lived. Not sure. But he does have the Arcane, so he's going to be rushing to go for the Blink after this, which is really important for them to deal with the push that is going to be coming very soon from Alliance.
Would you say it's the most important thing they need right now is just the Shaker Blink?
And his levels.
His levels.
Yeah, I think he needs to... If he gets the Blink too early without the levels, then he's still pointless. Right?
Level 4 Shaker with Blink. Woohoo!
No, I mean, even level 6 Shaker with Blink is not ideal. Yeah. Level 7... It depends on how you skill the Shaker as well. So
he has gone for the Fissure build. We're not seeing that build that Chrissy likes to go, where he levels up the Enchant Totem and the Aftershock. Storm finds a kill mid, but there's also a charge onto the bottom lane where Loda has Eclipse ready. He might be able to turn this one around, throwing out just the initial Lucid Beam for now, and he did end up casting the Eclipse, died almost immediately. Pyket will fall to 1 extra tower auto attack, and, well, we did miss the kill mid where Storm got the PL killed. Big takedown there.
Well, at the end of the day, I think when you were looking at Luna, you felt like he wasted the ultimate there, but I think it was important for him to cast his Eclipse, even though it was like I think it was only 1 beam that hit on the Queen, but it actually was enough with he casted his ulti and his first beam. So it was like 2 beams on the Queen, and it allowed the Visage to actually get the kill and get his level 6. That is a really early level 6 on the Visage as a result of what happened there. So this is actually... Even though the Luna died though, I think it's fine for Alliance. They got level 6 on the Visage that early. And they're going to be able to make stuff happen with the Visage here, attaining her ultimate.
Yeah, the Familiars have arrived and they're stalking. Saxa could be in danger here. Familiars cutting him off at the pass. Out comes that initial wave of nukes. And just that little mini stun from the Shuriken preventing any sort of grave play. He will end up falling. Nice pick.
That was a really key kill. He gave the Bounty almost level 6 right now. And this Bounty actually had a really bad
And they spotted the ward as well, Winter, so they're going to be able to de-ward that, I think.
Yeah, they spotted the ward when Bounty was actually tailing him there. So it was a kill plus a de-ward, so a huge event that happened in favor for Alliance there. The level 6, and even he gets a regen. Man, the luck on this Bounty.
No, so fortunate. And now they can make the move on the Bambo. Lucent Beam's about to come out. They'll have the Shuriken range. They need a little more damage than that, though. And they're not going to get any sort of follow-up. So he makes it out. Well, elsewhere, EGM charging in rather deep onto S4, all the way into the tower. He dodges the stun by balling towards him and now thinks about a turn. Won't in the end. Instead, they also try to get Bambo once more. Barely surviving bottom. The Ake did stick around in the end. Looks like the TP may have gotten cancelled.
It got cancelled by a fissure, but I think you were talking about the skill, the way Chrissy skills his Shaker. That's why even if you get the early blink, or top lane, Bulldog is in trouble.
Dooney, try again. S4 will rotate in, balls forward. He's got the remnant damage to bring EGM down, but he may be in trouble to the PL here. Lances stacking up. There's the heal bomb. Has the ultimate. The urn may tick him down, though. S4 could die in the trees very close. Sticking up, surviving. There's the Lance. They got him. Diving now for an additional kill here onto Nut. Shadow Strike comes out. 5 seconds away from being able to win walk out. Fissure finishes him off. 5 heroes to send on the top lane and get the job done. And it's only Loda pushing bottom and Ake handing on to push in mid.
Ake is gonna finish his medallion, so they need to be able to use this to. I think they need to secure the map control.
They know Loda doesn't have Eclipse, I believe, and because of that, they charge him confidently. They're gonna lance him down.
Yeah.
This is the weakness of the Luna. Very squishy, very easily picked off.
Yeah, you can't push that far up when there's a Spirit Breaker on the opposing team. It's very easily that you will actually get caught because you never know when the charge is coming. And I think he actually TP'd. Maybe he didn't TP, I'm not sure. I didn't actually catch. Because Loda was actually quite far up. So
did who TP?
I didn't see if the Spirit Breaker TP'd and charged.
I believe he did because he was just top.
Yeah,
so.
Because that's probably why Loda got caught, right? Because you don't expect to get charged so quickly, because usually the Spirit Breaker just spawns and you are looking at the time he spawns because he died before, and then you are calculating when the charge will actually arrive, so you actually think that you can farm one more creep, one more wave of creep, but instead he actually TPs the lane and charges to him. So
and he also felt like he had... Oh, nice. Oh, I thought he got the rune denied there, but Swift Denny will bottle it up. Okay, trying to control these hastes. But Winter, now they have track at 12 minutes. This is where things could turn around a bit for Alliance, despite a series of unfortunate fights. They're still only down a very small amount of gold.
Yeah, but they have to be ahead against the PL. I still think it's quite bad for them right now. After the last few series of exchanges, especially on the Luna, she died twice already now. So she's going to be the main hero that leads the momentum when they are pushing the tower. So I think they need to at least protect her more in the next few minutes. They cannot allow the Luna to die anymore.
While we have a moment here, you were going to say something earlier about the Earthshaker build. Chrissy, for those who don't know, is now the offlaner for Fnatic, and he'll take like 2 or 3 points in Enchant Totem and Aftershock early. So what's the reasoning for the different builds?
At level 7, he has 2 Fissure, 2 Enchant, and 2 Aftershock. I think the Aftershock is the more important thing, because with the 2 points in Aftershock, it allows you to, even with the early blink, if you get an early blink on level 7 or level 8, you are able to chain your spells together. If you compare it to the usual build, which you max the Fissure, and if you get a blink at when you're level 7 or level 6, you won't be able to chain your abilities together. And it also gives...
So it's better for solo killing then, basically.
Yeah, because it doesn't allow you to... When you have the 2-2-2 build at level 7 with the ultimate, you actually have more kill potential because you're able to cast Enchant Totem before you go in, and you have a level 2 Enchant. So you're going to be able to do more damage compared to the normal build where you max the Fissure first.
Whereas, I guess for Bambo here, this is a more defensive build, and it gives him a little more team fight potential with the longer range, with the higher damage AoE nuke in the Fissure.
Yeah, it's not going to matter too much at the end because he's going to get his dagger maybe when he's level 9 or level 10. I think level 9 is quite feasible for him right now.
Because the thing is, like, when we've seen Chrissy in the offlane, he gets solo kills almost every game as Shaker with that build. So if you're in the right matchup, it feels like it can be a little more explosive.
Yeah, I think you have to decide when is the best to use that skill build maybe. You shouldn't use it every game. I think sometimes in certain situations you would rather have max Fissure, right? And if you look at what Sexy Bambo's team is facing right now, they are going to be facing an alliance push in the near future. So maxing the Fissure is obviously also good for your team because you are able to defend the push with the Fissure.
Yeah, without having to actually commit. You can just sit back and spam it.
Yeah, so it's I think it's all based on what type of game you're playing and what the opponent lineup is. So then you can decide what you want to do with your hero after looking at the lineup. You can't just blindly do the same build every game, you know, I think.
So Alliance not fully committed to that push yet. It looks like they are farming. They've just gotten their medallion up. Drums completed on Loda. Has the Bassi. We'll see if he wants to go into a full Aquila. But doesn't seem like they're really ready to 5-man Winter.
I don't think he will go for the full Aquila. It's already so late though. He just needs the aura. So I'm not sure if he actually wants to finish the Aquila though. I don't think it's a good idea.
Probably not. But they're not pushing though.
You just want to get your BKB ASAP right now if you're Luna. Since you didn't go for the early farming build, which I actually suggested before, where you go for the jungling build with the lifesteal so the Visage can take the lane. Since he didn't go for that, I think you can't really go back to the lifesteal right now. I think you need to get BKB because right now you have to group up and push. So the Luna needs the magic immunity very, very badly in the team fight.
4CL are enjoying this farming time. They're taking full advantage of it.
This is looking really good for 4CL.
Nothing's happening. They're just both teams are just farming.
Yes, they are gonna be so happy when nothing is happening because they have the better late game.
Oh, S4. He's denied his regenerate, and he'll be sad about that. Swift ending. He's done a good job of rune control in this PL, and he's gone into the boots of Travel Winter, and now the Blade of Alacrity getting picked up. Maximum farm is on the agenda. No drums. No early diffusal here.
He's going. I think might be a diffusal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he got BOTs first anyway, so it's not like a rush, you know.
Yeah, but it really relies on when the Storm as well is getting the Orchid. If the Storm is getting the Orchid way earlier than this, then yes, maybe you want to go for the earlier diffusal. You want to time it as soon as the Storm gets the Orchid.
Speaking of that Storm, he is not having much fun here. Balls out, TP's away. Not only denied the regen rune, but now denied his farming time. They will get the Bambo Blink, though. This could be the opening.
Level 9.
Blinks in, gets the fissure off, has the Echo available, but he's walking in. Oh, Bambo! The Echo Slam, not the one he was looking for. Eclipse still ready. They might be able to turn this. Out comes the nuke. Bambo barely surviving. A bit tankier than expected as the Lina stun while greeting them is not, or not the Lina, what the hell am I talking about? The stun comes out, but too late to interrupt the charge. Blinking forward as Bambo looks for the fissure. We'll find it. Swift ending looking to dive this one. Now the Lance coming in. Swift ending committing for this. The Clogs will push him back. And he's going to be forced back from this. In the end, though, getting the 2 kills. They may have overextended, though. Trackhold could be here. And that's something they really need. Dazzle's in position to keep him alive. Pio gets away with a deep dive. And it started with a very questionable Blink Echo, but it ends with some good kills going the way of 4CL.
I can only say sometimes reckless play is a good thing. Because it leads to the opponent, right? They saw your echo going off and you miss, so they want to go into the fight. They see you miss a spell. But I'm not advising you to do that all the time, but sometimes it might work for you.
All right, guys, you heard it here. Winter says, when in doubt, go deeper. There's no such thing as an excessive dive.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it turned out well because Alliance tried to take the fight after the echo miss, and it allowed the Queen to actually get, I think she hit 3 heroes with that Sonic Wave, which actually eventually won them the fight. And not only that, they were able to kill the Luna with the Nether Strike with the Sonic Wave, so the Luna's ultimate, that was important, didn't actually do a lot of damage because it got cancelled very quickly.
That's twice now, and this Luna ult is a long cooldown. It's very important you get something out of it.
He went back for a Mask of Death though. It's just like, I think they realized they can't really push anymore, so he's trying to go for more farming type of items and trying to salvage the hero's net worth towards more later into the game.
But now they're kind of playing 4CL's game, it seems, where the PL's going to look to farm.
I agree. It's really what 4CL wants to do right now. They want to keep farming in.
Invis stalking through the woods here.
They need to start with the fissure on this Storm if they want to kill him.
Are they going to end up seeing the Bounty Hunter? He's walking towards the Sentry Ward as they initiate onto S4, getting the Blink initiation off, and Chain stunning him down. Well played there. Bulldog arrives too late to turn this, though. EGM just starts hitting the cogs, calmly retreats. They'll Shadow Strike him and Poison Touch him. They may even consider going in further here. They've got the Quap Bolt available. Bulldog behind the trees. Cogs still cooling down. Can't cancel this charge. EGM, though. Now the Fissure coming through. Bambo isolating both. Gets the Fissure on my nuts as well as on Bulldog, and they'll end up both falling. He then just auto-attacks down one more. And maybe Familiar's even next on the menu as 4CL continue to pull ahead here. Oh, they do lose their PL mid lane, though. Loda gets him with the Eclipse. So, unfortunate end. But still, overall... Well, actually, that kill was so big, it almost evened out the whole fight. That's almost an even exchange, counting the PL kill. 1,400 gold swing just for that one.
How did he kill the PL? Was the PL trying to kill the Luna? I didn't see.
I didn't see either. It might have been trying to kill the Visage. No, Ake's full HP.
Yeah, I think the PL was trying to, because...
I think he's just being aggressive on the tower and trying to push.
How is the Luna going to kill a PL?
Radiant Tower... Did he get the mid tower there?
Not sure. I was just watching.
I think he got the mid tower and Bambo got the bottom tower. So maybe he just committed for the tower and that's how he died.
So he's gonna complete his diffuser of that, but like you mentioned, I'm not sure if it's too worth it at the end because he gave away so much gold to Loda.
Well, there is an Orchid on S4, so like you mentioned, maybe the diffusal is necessary. Now both cores with a way to deal with it, as Pycat has had his Yule Scepter for some time. Alliance are smoking. Looked like they were considering trying to sneak into the Roche pit, but first they got to get these kills. They get the Lucent Beam off on Swift Ending to start.
They saw them. Okay, they definitely saw them.
Fissure available here. Everybody backing off now. Alliance getting nervous. Dropping a sentry as they retreat. Want to make sure they're not scouted. Walking up to the high ground. They will back off in the end.
So let's see if the desert is going to sentry anywhere around here. No, he actually thought it's the normal spot where they smoke and they place a ward here, but instead they actually place a ward on the Ancients area. He placed 2 sentries, but he couldn't find a ward. That's too bad.
These Ancients seem really hard to deward. This has been happening a lot lately.
He knew that with the Smoke Alliance mate, they would have probably dropped wards down as well. So these are the 2 common spots, right? You either ward around here or you ward here behind the tower. So it's just too bad that he gets the 2 most likely spots, but they didn't place it there.
No, that sentry ward may scout him moving towards the pit. Minot's trying to get some information. Would love to throw out a track.
Oh, we have a Glimmer Cape on the Spirit Breaker. That is not something you see too often because Spirit Breaker doesn't have the mana pool to sustain that.
Yeah, 130. The charge is another 100. So you can do 1 charge, another strike Glimmer, and then you're pretty much out of mana.
You don't really want to get it against Bounty too much as well.
Stormballing in, forcing out the... Wow, very early. Little Scepter there. Fissure will come through. Pycat just a little nervous. And he's going to jump in towards my nuts, who's now in the pit. Oh, this could be bad. Dust actually doesn't connect on him, but he's running right past the sentry ward anyway. He's probably wondering why he's dropping here on the other side of the fight. S4 to jump in together with Bulldog. They assassinate the Dazzle on the way out, but EGM now jumps in on the dog, even through the blade now, just keeps on auto-attacking, glimmering and running forward as the Echo Slam from Sexy Bambo tries to lock down S4. He balls his way out, the double ball, dodging the scream. Can he ball up to the high ground and survive? He's gonna make it, only for now, hiding in the trees. They don't know where he is. Oh, they found him. S4, almost a magician there, but not quite. And now 3 have fallen. Ake TPing out, canceled by the Fissure. Swift Ending will quickly delete another. The Visage down. Loda could be next. Already committed the Eclipse for this and has no way out of this one. No TP scroll even on the inventory. He bought his Mithril Hammer, but doesn't matter. It's going to be 5 down. Bounty Hunter just rejoining the squad, but it officially was a team wipe there. 16-8 the score. That is brutal.
That is actually like a really bad loss for Alliance because they had to be the team that, with the lineup they have to be the team like getting an advantage or being more in control in the situation, and losing a fight like this against a PL lineup is very, very demoralizing for what Alliance have with their picks. So this is gonna be really hard for them to try and claw their way back into this game. The Clockwork so far hasn't been doing a lot for them, and he really needs to be, I think he needs to be able to, you know, what we saw from Chrissy in the past few days was he was always constantly focusing the Earthshaker in the team fights and not allowing the Shaker to do what he's doing right now. Look at Bambo, he's gonna get another pick off for his team, maybe?
Oh, S4 into the trees, but he's being charged. They know he's here. He can't hide. He continues to retreat out, but they blink and Yules him, keeping him in place while EGM sets up, but it also protects him from the charges. The hook shot will cancel the Nether Strike, allowing S4 to get back, but Pycat still committing in deeper for this. Bulldog takes the bullet. Secret Service agent that he is, and S4 just watches him die. Pycat getting the kill there. Now my nuts down too. Pick-off after pick-off, and now the charge, and he balls forward to dodge it, but he also jumps right into 3 heroes, and in doing so, S4 will fall. Ends up being another
Okay.
3 taken down.
I don't understand why he was trying to run in there.
Just did no mana to get out. It dodges the charge, sure, but then there's no escape.
It dodges the charge, but it's a one-way ticket, right?
He's not getting off this theme park ride anytime soon. And this is with Dazzle just off in his own little world. Bottom lane, trying to find some ward placements. It's feeling bleak here for Alliance Winter. What do you see their game plan as being at this point?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They can't really outfarm, so I think they just need to try and maybe get BKB. I think that the only way is they get BKB on Luna, then they try to fight. That's all they can do right now. And Clockwork really needs to focus. The Shaker has been doing a lot too much in team fights. The Clockwork has to shut down the Shaker in team fights.
This Invis room for Pycat, giving them all the information they need to go onto Loda here, setting up with the Yule Scepter, now following up with another Strike. Loda needs some help. The Quapple come through. They charge and commit for this. And Ake also nearly finished off from all the AoE damage. Swift ending, hunting him, has the Lance available. Bulldog trying to trap up Pycat, who blinks away. Is he going to make it out of this one? No, it looks like he... Well, actually, he will escape in the end. S4 unable to track him down through that. Now Swift ending, retreating. He is tracked. He can purge this thing off and keep on going. S4 out of mana. Really doesn't have much of a pool to sustain it. Even though he's got the Orchid, he just can't catch up with the PL. And Nuts tracking again, but it's too late. And Bambo still got an Echo. He may even go back in onto Bulldog. Go for the commitment here. Bambo, he wants to. He's got to beware the blade mail. Not going to strike.
Not worth it though. I don't think
You could see it in his eyes though, man. He wanted that. They couldn't even finish off the Quap there. Pycat made it away.
the old Bambo might have went in, but the new Bambo is much more disciplined nowadays.
Who do you think changed him? Who got through to this guy? Blake Fissure. Echo ready, not even needed. Pycat just finding kill after kill.
I don't think who changed him. It's the matter of fact what changed him. I think time changed him.
You think
When
he's
you
wizened
just-
up?
Yeah, when you just play much longer and you realize the risk you're taking, it's actually not worth it, then you start to grow and mature as a player.
S4 will commit here on the Pycat, but he's got the Yule Scepter. Not sure what the plan is. He's going to try to fight it out. Quap ult is available in 10 seconds, and now S4 wants to run, but guess who's waiting? Blake Fissure. You can really start to feel the desperation. He balls out all the way back, and they're still diving for this. Blink is up in 4 seconds, again with the Soul Ring, and again the retreat. Trying to create space for the Team Winter, but there's just no easy kills to be had.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, this
attack.
game is like so many small little things.
Radiant's
If
bottom
Loda had a
tower
BKB
is
earlier, a lot of the fights would have been at least better for them.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I'm not sure though. I really think the Mask of Death was...
Radiant's
He just
bottom
really
tower
needed the
has
BKB
fallen.
so like very early in this type of game. I think he was just expecting the game to go much better. That's why he could get away with an item, like getting much more farming orientated items and still get the BKB in a
Dire's
crucial
top
timing.
tower is under
But
attack.
I think at the end of the day, the result of the game showed that he really needed the BKB in the last couple of fights, but he wasn't able to actually get it on time.
They do have track gold, so you never want to fully count them out, but
Yep, that's a good
everyone's
point.
just so durable on this team is the issue.
That's actually a really good point. Even though they might not have the better late game, but they have track. So
And they do
You
have a
never know.
Storm, and Storm can be very scary if he gets the gold.
you never know what's gonna happen at the end.
The Lions finally have the BKB on Loda, and that will be cause for them to chase in. He will run towards the Roche pit. They're going to try to smoke for this one, Winter.
Sneak the Roshan. They can sneak the Roshan with the Visage.
Yeah, but look who's nearby.
It's actually Bamboo.
Don't tell me he knows. Don't tell me his spidey senses are tingling. We'll need to come soon. He is painting towards the pit. He
My God, they
expects it
know.
and he jumps in! Bambo! Echo on everyone! Insta charge through! It's clean up in the pit. Loda's on the high ground. He's got the BKB Eclipse. Can he make it work for himself? Oh, for now, it's not enough. Loda trying desperately to salvage this. They will get the Pycat kill. EGM running in, giving the Lantern to S4. And now the follow-up comes through from the Dazzle. This is before they've even brought the PL into the fight. Trapped on the high ground, the cat lady. Hang on, Loda. Do what you can, my man. But now the Lance ends him. They'll finish off all 5. Bambo, pure instincts. That was sexy.
The Dazzle was coming in to use the ultimate for vision, but he didn't even wait for that. He just jumped in. Who would have done that?
Bambo would have done that, man. That was a thing of beauty.
He got 5 heroes, maybe 4 heroes on the Echo and 5 heroes on the Vision. Damn, that was
bottom
MVP
tower
move
is
there
under
from
attack.
Sexy Bambo.
God, that's just brutal too. They smoke in. They're garoshing for free. They're like, okay, we've got the
Yeah.
ward up. And he
They
just
were
casually
showing-
walks and blinks in.
They were showing the storm in bottom lane as well. So that let's not forget that. So it wasn't an obvious like, oh, Alliance were doing a 5-man rush without anyone on the map. It was just oh my god, it was just the Shaker being so on top off his game. But it was just kinda like surprising because the Dazzle was coming over and he was gonna give vision with the weave and he didn't even wait for that to happen and he just jumped in.
Oh.
This guy has some huge balls, man, I can tell you.
He's one of those players where, you know, people when it doesn't work out, he'll get mocked mercilessly, but he never stops. He doesn't care.
I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 players would have waited for the weave to give vision before trying to do something crazy like that. But
I mean,
he
maybe
just-
they win the fight anyway, but that's definitely the sexier way to win it, right? So he's living up to his name here, Bambo.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it's a really good play from him at the end of the day. It was just risky, but it was a really good play and it won them the fight. So that's nothing more you can say about it. Solid play, just risky, but good game sense overall from Bambo.
4 Clovers now on the verge of punishing Alliance. They ejected EGM. Pycat was cold from the pack, but they are close to having some sweet revenge here, Winter, knocking them out of the cup and moving into the top 4. It would only be 2 more BO3s to walk home with the grand prize. Swift ending now with the siege, jumping forward onto the tower. Nobody coming just yet. Alliance backs against the wall, now dealing with the Manta on the PL as well as the Aegis, which, oh, by the way, they got. And again, it's Bambo. Blake Fissure, insta-gib from Pycat, throwing the ultimate out, securing this bottom lane. And with that, it may just be the series here. They'll take the bottom lane fully. They can rotate top, or they can back, play it safe. They don't even have the Spirit Breaker. He's currently rotating through the middle lane, and the melee falls. Alliance up against it now. They need that track gold. Maybe it will be given by some fountain farming. Bambo, he's looking for another big echo. You can just see him galloping in.
Pretty sure they need more than track goal now to win the game.
Track gold and a lot of mistakes.
Track goal can only bring you so far, my friend.
It's a hill. It's a mountain to climb now. If it was once a hill, now it's a mountain. 20k gold, 20k experience. This is going to take at least 2 or 3 bad fights.
Yeah, don't
Really
you feel
bad fights.
Something is off with this. Like, they don't really get the momentum they wanted to from the start. So they are just constantly trying to split push and they get caught out by the Spirit Breaker charge or the Earthshaker with his early thing. They're just not able to group up and do what their lineup is
Has fallen.
built to do with the Luna. It's
Charging
kind of weird
in.
to say that, right, when you have a Bounty and a Storm, but they picked Luna and Visage, the last 2.
EGM starts off with a charge as S4 jumps in, trying to finish out Bambo. They want this pesky Shaker down, but he's grave. He's kept alive. Glimmered up, has the Blink Echo available, and they're trapped out in the cogs. Bambo going in, straight into the Blade Mill of Bulldog, but who cares? Bambo down, kills secured, PL rushing forward. Pycat given the auto text. They'll rejoin the fight with S4, trying desperately to find these kills. Might be able to finish off Soxka, will, but still, they continue chasing and diving, and the PL still has an Aegis to work with here. S4, he committed a buyback for this. He's got to get a little more done. Well, the Aegis popped once. They're going to buy back the Bounty Hunters. Well, Spirit Breaker looking to match that Swift ending. Chain stun. Woo! He'll end up going down there. Big kill, ending the mega kill streak, and getting a little bit of track gold as well. That's not too shabby, Winter.
Yep, not too shabby, but they're still
Triple
forced to
buyback,
just-
though. Triple
Yeah,
buyback,
true.
and they still come out on top in the gold change.
Yeah, thanks to track, but it's still good damage done to the Alliance economy. They won't have the buybacks the next time because when you're playing against Storm, the first defense is going to be more or less won most of the time when he has buyback, right? But then when you push again the next time when he doesn't have buyback, that's when you end the game or at least deal more damage to their base. So I don't think 4 Clovers have to just still continue farm. I think they can still go and push and continue the pressure on Alliance.
And they're hunting Loda here. No TP. He's out far. Fissure's there.
Oh, the
Doesn't have the Eclipse, but it blocks him off perfectly. And EGM sees the opening, almost pushes him over the Fissure, now trying to push him back the other way. Very awkward series of events as the hook shot from Bulldog flies forth. They try to punish Pygat. They will finish him off. EGM's committed at this point. He wants to get out now. Does he have the charge ready? Track coming through. Jump in, charging, and getting out safely. Dooney will make it back. While the rest of the team goes in. Somehow Bambo's in even deeper. I'm not sure how this surprises me. No hook shot available. Storm out of mana. He'll make it home. Look at this caravan of creeps, by the way. Just a conga line.
He almost got
straight
loaded up
towards
with the
top.
last fissure. He really almost got loaded up with the last fissure there. Lola just barely survived.
He's getting away with murder on the shaker. Just keeps on going in so far. And yeah, are you seeing these creeps, man?
I'm actually trying to figure out when is Roshan spawning.
What are they doing? What is going on here?
Yeah, because Spirit Breaker charged past them before, so they were all following the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, but shouldn't they lose the aggro by now? Like, he's not tracked. They had no vision. Oh, free gold for me. Getting a little clowny here in game number 2. I have Scotty now completed on the PL. Bloodstone is out for S4 finally. So they've got track gold. They've got Bloodstone charges. Winning fights becomes very good for Alliance, but being able to, that's another matter. And again, they found my nuts. Blink in from Bambo. Oh, misses on the enchant totem. And Lotus got high ground position here. Could commit an eclipse, but needs a little more backup as they rotate in Swift Annie as well. This may end up tanking the majority of those beams. He jumps onto Loda, and now he gets hexed. Pyket's got a new toy. And that is the death of the cat lady. And behind enemy lines, AGM looking for the jump in. They go for the Bambo Fissure. It catches everyone out there trapped between Cogs and Fissure. And Swift Andy marches in. Gotta keep this shaker off the fight, but Bambo still waiting for the Blink Echo initiation. Doesn't even seem like they need it. Swift Andy's getting the job done by himself. Queen of Pain also retreating. They get the third kill. Frantically scrambling away is my nuts. But it won't matter. They've got position now, Winter and Alliance on the verge of the 2-0 KO. This was a very, very good game for Clovers. Quite a showing from them.
You don't get a sound or notification when a hero buys back now, yeah? Paul will just fall back.
I guess
But
not.
I'm not sure they're going to be able to hold anything. I think
Yeah, when the
they-
Storm bought back, I didn't get a notification. I was like, I think he bought back, but I'm not sure because I didn't get the sound effect. It's a little buggy when you're spectating, I think. A Storm will ball in pretty deep on to Bambo, but he gets hexed instantly, and with that, S4 gets dunked, finished off, and now Bulba as well, committing all the spills and finding the kills. Bambo ends it, how appropriately, with a massive Enchant Totem crit. And that will end it. 5 heroes wiped. Pycat and EGM, they've had their revenge. A BM Mask of Madness will put the finishing touches on this excellent performance as 4 Clovers knock out Alliance, and they'll move into the top 4.
I think this is actually much better than... You remember the last TI qualifier when Sexy Bambo did a play with the Rubik? Do you remember that clip? I think today what he did was much more spectacular than that.
It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, players have had those crazy Blink Echoes, but he did it blind. He just went
but
in,
why-
pure
it was-
instincts.
It was like crazy, you know. He could have just like a normal player would have waited for the dazzle to scout and then blink. But this guy just, okay, I'm just going in. I don't need the vision. I know they are there. For some reason.
Oh, man. Well, Winter, congratulations here to 4 Clovers. And for those who are wondering what's going on, they will be facing the winner of our next match, which is 5 Young versus Vega Squadron. Best of 3. That'll be the second game of the day. You are going to get some sleep, my friend, but I will have Piri and Flax joining me, taking over in your stead. Should be fun. So with that, guys, be sure to follow Winter at Winter Dota, myself at LD Dota if you'd like. Thank you to Alienware for bringing us the Summer's End Cup and saving us from the gaming paradise disaster. And with that, we'll be back for your second best of 3 very soon.